So, hi everyone. The first thing I want to do is greet you all with great love and respect. And that the highest form of yoga is greeting another with love.
Namaste.
Namaste. And to see God in each other. We're all that divine aspect, and if the word God doesn't sit right with you, you find whatever that energy is for you. So we're all that divine aspect. And so I'm Kashi, and I'm the co-director of Kashi Shiva Meditation Ashram with Atmaram Chaitanya. And so our mission is to provide opportunity for like-minded people on a spiritual journey, no matter your path, your religion, none of that matters. What matters is that we all help each other on our journey. And so if we didn't have each other, it would be a lot more difficult. So it's putting all those judgments aside. And so that's what we like to do. And so we run programs. I teach restorative yoga twice a week. We do meditation on Tuesday evenings. And we have a scriptural chanting program that we do on Saturday mornings. And then throughout the year, we have different speakers come in and speak, and we have pujas and other events that happen. And so I'm going to, without further ado, introduce Atmaram Chaitanya. He's a very, very gentle soul and has a beautiful way of delivering spiritual messages from his heart. So I'm going to hand that over to you now.
Thank you. Isn't she wonderful? So I just also want to mention that the work Kashi and I do is service, that our ashram is nonprofit, and so 99% of the programs are just donation-based. And that is our offering to you and to our community. And as Kashi said, the greatest form of worship, the greatest religion is to welcome each other with love and respect. That our guru, Swami Muktananda, and in that lineage, always recognized the importance of honoring the divine in each other. And that is actually the highest religion, if we can approach each other with that, in that mood, with that attitude. And there's great mystery in that, so contemplate that. I also want to thank Laz for this beautiful Rumi rendition this morning. Not only the words from Rumi that are so inspiring to our proclivities. Reverend Bell started out reminding us that our divinity is within each one of us. And Rumi is an excellent person his poetry to really inspire that understanding in us. But also particularly because Laz and I's spiritual journeys joined in the City Yoga community over 43 years ago. And that I consider him a guru brother, and I'm honored to share in this service with him. And the words that I'm going to ask you, some of the words for that song spoke to being clear. What clear is? Water does with the moon. Yeah. So if the water is ripply, the moon reflects in a rippled, distorted way. And Rumi is always reminding us to be as calm and quiet as water, so we can actually really imbibe the reflection of the divine that's within us. Does that make sense? So. Wow, beautiful. I'm not really sure how much time I have today. When should I finish? Noon? Okay. Well, because there's so much to share. I would love. Yeah. Okay. That was good, Al. Because if we can't cover everything, hopefully we'll be invited back, and we can touch those areas that we may not touch on today. Kashi was here last night at Cafe 704, and apparently had a lot of questions. Who is Atmaram? What do you guys do? And it's important to have a understanding of the people that attempt to inspire you, because you want to be able to trust them. And I could go through a whole long story about my spiritual journey, And maybe next time I'll do that. But you have a pretty good idea of, we're coming from a package, a Hindu religious package, and we'll do our best to look around that, because the truth is true in all religions. And the packages tend to attract us, and so that's why there's so many packages. But Kashi and I have been particularly inspired by the Hindu tradition, and it's a very ancient practice. And some of what we're going to share today, group meditation, is rooted in ancient philosophy, ancient tradition. It's been very effective over millennia. But it also is informed by contemporary understanding, modern day psychology, transpersonal psychology, philosophies that are on the forefront of unity. And so I hope to give you a flavor of that today. And so if you want to know more, I think out on Kashi's jewelry table, we'll have our business cards, and the website is on there. And so if you're curious, pull a card and check out the web. And then our phone number, our contact information is there. If you have questions after today about anything, you're welcome to call us. I mean, we're just a phone call away. Come on. You don't even have to email or text or Facebook. Just pick up the phone and call. Our purpose is to be here for you. That's a whole nother talk about karma yoga and service and the importance of giving and sharing from the heart. So, the whole sentiment that the divine dwells within us is apparently shared among this group, and I've, over my lifetime, have also had strong leaning to that. And when you have that understanding, you also realize I'm not always in touch with that. I wish I were, because that divinity within each of us is that clear space of good feeling. The yogis called it Satchit Ananda. It's existing, being conscious of your bliss. And because it's non-dual, words, our dualistic language can't even begin to explain or share what that is. It's something that we each search for within ourselves in that place of silence. It's unmuddled by physical, mental, and emotional blocks. So there's this idea that the self is there. Why don't I always see it? And that's because we've got dirt on the globe of our heart. You've heard the expression of polishing your heart. So it's getting rid of things that keep us from really being in touch with that divine principle within us. It's there, and I see it just shining out from each one of you like stars, beacons. And I think some of the deepest work we can do for each other is to help each other identify with that unity, and a lot less of talk about separation. So in a way, it's a celebration of our spirit that we share together. And as Reverend Bell said, in every moment we have the choice. He didn't quite say it like this, but I'll paraphrase it, that we have a choice to take the upward path or the downward path. And as spiritual people, you tune into what uplifts me, what uplifts the people around me, and we can make choices to guide our inner spirit in that way, and so that it affects our outer world. And so that's part of what mindfulness is about, checking in your inner world and say, what's going on in there? Clearing all this stuff that we easily accumulate, emotional baggage, intellectual turmoil, physical problems. And a lot of these things we tend to identify with our mental, we tend to identify with our emotional or our physical, and that's where we get lost. That's where the separation begins. And so the inner practice, the inner journey is more of a removal of the things that are in the way of our true nature. And it's a difficult thing to do. It's a lot of working with the mind, with the heart, with the body. And these are the kinds of programs that we offer at Kashi Nivas to help purify and clear, as Laz's song indicated, to clear these things so that that inner light, that inner beauty can shine. And short of giving words to it, I'll just say it's the clear space of good feeling. And it's easily lost. We usually get distracted. But our highest goal is to identify with that inner being, that inner highest potential of our spiritual selves. So I've got 30 minutes, and what I'd like to do is ask you to experiment with me. We talk a lot about self-inquiry, and I'm not sure if inquiry even speaks directly to what we do. But if you think about all creative adventures, all of science starts with a form of inquiry. As soon as we open our eyes in the morning, inquiry begins. Oh, I'm in my bedroom. Oh, I have to pee. It's a beautiful day. And so inquiry is a second step. The first step is awareness. Now, awareness is a huge thing. In fact, it's only through our awareness that we have a sense of ourselves. Awareness is that aspect of consciousness that, even though it is filtered through our limited mental, emotional selves, it contains the understanding of what we are. Everything we are is informed by awareness. And so it's like turning the light on. What's there? And a mindful approach would be, what's there void of all the filters and preconceptions that I might have. We get rid of that stuff, and that true awareness just shines by its own. It's self-luminous. So the second step, after we have this screen of awareness to project something on, is what's happening. The inquiry begins. What's happening? And so often in the world, we get first education that teaches us to use that inquiry in the outer world, but we don't get the second education often. Some of you are lucky to have that, but the inquire what's happening in the inner world. And so we use the power of awareness to unlock internal blocks. But in order to do that, we have to bring that awareness inward and inquire within, what's going on here? Do I feel at peace? Hopefully the answer is yes, and you don't have to do anything except sit there and enjoy. That's what we're looking for. And I don't want to overemphasize our separateness, because we should be celebrating our unity. And I see the smiles and the laughter, and you're already doing that, so that's good. So we use the power of awareness to unlock our inner blocks, to bring light to it. Sometimes just turning the light on it, the cockroaches go scrambling. Maybe that's inappropriate, but sometimes our blocks are dissolved immediately by just bringing awareness to them. That's what it was. I feel better now. I know what was bugging me. But oftentimes they're hiding, and sometimes with trauma and miseducation, wrong understanding, we hold internal blocks that for decades. I mean, fortunately we're all alive, and we have an opportunity to clear some of this stuff, because without it, it's very difficult to hold that experience of the inner self. So what I'd like to do is ask for your indulgence in two meditations. One we call self-inquiry, and the second is the healing meditation. So I'm gonna ask you to give yourself to this process, it's an opportunity to tune in to your inner world. And I'm not asking you to share what your inner stuff is. Now, we do personal self-process facilitation. And if you go to our website, there's all the information there you need. But or after the service, yeah. We're happy to schedule one-on-one self-inquiry facilitation. They're confidential. They're also intimate in that we want you to explore these things, and we're there to act as a guide, not to tell you where your journey's going, but to facilitate you in that journey. And Kashi and I have been trained in that, and it gets extremely powerful. So I hope today that we can give you a taste of it. We're not asking you to share what inner baggage might be in there for you, but we're asking you to be honest with yourself about what's there. And to hold, oftentimes, the unconscious isn't that difficult to access, especially when you have an intention to bring your awareness inward. That stuff that's in there comes up. If you attempt to sit for meditation and clear the mind, well, the stuff that you need to work on is the first thing that comes up. And for some people, it can be really traumatic. Oh my God, I didn't know I had that in me, And it can actually be a block to going deeper. And so this is all an effort to bring awareness to where our internal blocks or contractions may exist, and to bring that into your awareness so that it can be healed. So I'm going to ask Diane to run a little tambora track in the background. And can we close these curtains? Can we turn off the lights and turn off the air conditioning? I know that's a big request, but Norma Gentile's always telling me, you got to turn the air conditioning off because it has that disturbing background. Now that feels good. Let's turn these off too. Anything you can turn off. Because we're, just for a little while, we're going to temporarily suspend exclusive identification with our minds, with our hearts, and just sit in the presence of our own divinity and allow the power of our own awareness to shed light in areas that might be obscured, occluded, unclear. And please indulge us. Be honest with yourself. Allow this process to have an effect. So if you'll close your eyes, we're going to start with the 4 upper chakras. Again, it's kind of based in a yogic philosophy. Take a few deep breaths just to be in touch with your breathing, to be clear. Bring your awareness inward. Temporarily suspend what you have to do after or what you should have done before. We're just all here in this moment. And truly, that's where transformation happens. That's the only opportunity is in this moment that we have to connect with our highest self. So I want you to bring your attention to the navel center. This is the center of our will. It's where we project our personal ambitions and desires into the world. And oftentimes they can get very anxious in this place. So I'm just asking you to bring your awareness into the navel and feel the feeling. Just witness the feeling that arises there. Is it pleasant or unpleasant? Is it tense or relaxed? Does it feel calm or energized? Is there a feeling of wanting or pushing? Is there a feeling of harmony or struggle? Just be aware of the feeling in the navel area. Now bring your awareness to the heart center. That place in the middle of the chest. It's the seat of emotion. It's the source of love. It holds the secret of our intuitive nature. And feel the feeling in the heart chakra. Again, does it feel open, expansive? Or is there a contraction there? Does it feel closed, unapproachable? Is it loving, or is it withholding? Is it sad or happy? Just feel the feeling in the heart. Witness what's being presented. Now bring your awareness to the throat area. This is called the Matrika chakra. It's the seat of our speech. It's where our inner world and outer world get reconciled. It's where we attempt to be understood and where we hope to understand. It's the bridge between the heart and the head, and it articulates feeling. Does it feel open or closed in the throat chakra? Does it feel blocked or open? Are words or emotions caught there? Or do they flow freely? Just feel the feeling in the throat. Now bring your attention to the third eye, the point between the eyebrows. This is the seat of the intellect. And feel the feeling. What's presenting there? Is it open and expansive? Does it feel blocked and contracted? Is there confusion or worry? Is it light or dark? Feel the feeling in the third eye and just witness what's being presented for you. Now ask yourself, which of those four chakras felt the most open and expansive, clear, and which felt the most contracted or cloudy, obscured? And we want to celebrate and honor that clear, expansive feeling. But we also need to process anything that might be holding us back, that might need additional attention. So bring your awareness to that center that you felt was the most blocked. Was it your navel? Was it your heart, throat, or third eye? Just bring your awareness there and ask, what's going on here? What caused this feeling? It helps to identify, give a label to it. Allow it to just present itself and own it. It's ours. And it helps to bring awareness to that feeling. And a powerful way of doing that is to construct an accurate statement of present feeling. Something that you can own, that you recognize, that brings it into your awareness, into consciousness. Just an accurate statement of what's happening for you in that center, in the present moment. This is where we shed our awareness, that we allow the awareness to, in an unjudgmental way, to shed light on these internal blocks. I'll give you just a minute to formulate an accurate statement of present feeling, something that you would like to work on. If you could ask the divinity within you to come and offer grace, to offer healing, what is it that for you personally would be most effective? So congratulations, you've used your awareness, the power of awareness, to identify and inquire within. And hopefully something came up for you, something deep and profound. Now, holding that accurate statement, we're going to just move right into a healing meditation. And we're going to cover each of those 4 energy centers again. But when we get to the one that is presenting for you, pay particular attention and allow the healing to occur for you. I want you to get in touch with your centers again. Bring your awareness to the navel area. And we'll bring in affirmation to open up and heal the feeling in each center. The navel has to do with our will. Sometimes it becomes tense when we're resisting divine will. What is God's will and what is my will? Do I need to surrender to God's will? Am I trying to hold too much? Relax the navel and say, I let go. I relax. I surrender. Imagine yourself floating on a calm lake. Let the current gently take you and say, everything will be okay. I feel safe. I feel relaxed. Now bring your awareness into the heart chakra. The proper function of the heart chakra is to love. Contemplate love and forgiveness. Bring in the thought, I let my heart open. Or I call on the power of love. Practice forgiving and accepting yourself. Bring in the thought, I forgive myself. I accept myself. Let go of grievances against people who have hurt you. You can say, I am willing to forgive those who have hurt me. Let that go. Ask for forgiveness from those whom you may have hurt, consciously or unconsciously. You can say, please forgive me. I forgive myself. Let love expand and say inwardly, I give my love. Now bring your attention to the throat chakra. This has to do with communications, words and feelings. You say to yourself, I communicate my thought and feeling. I say what I need to say to the people I need to say it to. I speak as much truth as kindness can bear. Allow the throat chakra to open and bridge the heart and mind. Say to yourself, I speak powerful and loving words. Now bring your awareness to the place between the eyebrow and the third eye, in the middle of your forehead. This is the center of wisdom and insight. Say to yourself, holding your awareness in the third eye, I open my mind to higher wisdom. I open to truth. My mind is illuminated. Wisdom is within me. I see the truth. Now I'm going to ask you to return to that chakra, that energy center that felt the most obstructed in the previous inquiry meditation. And just witness what's presenting there for you. Ask for healing. Ask that center to be bathed in grace. Become friends with who you are. Honor that divinity within you. Celebrate your own divinity. And see that in each other. And gradually bring your awareness back to the waking state. Allow your waking state to be informed by body, mind, and emotions. Free yourself from those bondages. Allow your true self to be present. And just take a moment to thank God, to thank your teachers, and sit in the gratitude of grace. Okay, I have 5 minutes, and we can do anything we want with them. If anybody would like to share any experience they may have had today, that usually is a powerful place to start. But it was my greatest wish that today's meditation offered you something that uplifting, something that freed you internally in some way. And I really implore you to, throughout the day, just turn your awareness inward and say, what's going on here? And make an effort to clear these blocks. And you'll eventually rest in that clear space of good feeling. So opportunities abound The question is whether you take the opportunity. Opportunity exists always for us to turn inward, for us to express our highest self. And I really applaud your courage for taking those opportunities. You know, courage is one of the greatest spiritual virtues. Do you have the courage to look within? Do you have the courage to really connect with your highest self? And I want to thank all of you. It's a very highly elevated congregation, and because of that, you're open to the message today. And I really, Kashi and I feel honored to be able to share with you in this communion spirit. All right, thank you.